Hi, this is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, and we have Leah here with us this morning, as well as her father, Thomas, who brought her in here after watching our many YouTube videos. And he does his research when it comes to his daughter's spine. She has had a severe scoliosis. What did you say, 75 degree?
75 on top,
Cobb angle,
59 on the bottom.
59 on the bottom, Cobb angle. And they searched all over the country for spine surgeons and surgical correction of that severe scoliosis, which they went to New Jersey, right?
Yes.
To get. And she had a procedure done known as anterior scoliosis correction with vertebral tethering and disc release. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she has total of 12 pins / screws through the bodies of her thoracic spine vertebra where the major scoliosis curvature is. And then those are connected with a cord.
You can buy the cord at Home Depot.
Because her bones are still, she's 12 years old now, and her bones are still growing. So most spine surgeons, including most of the ones here in Houston that you spoke with, use Harrington rods, and then those completely fuse the spine. Well, her spine's not fused, it's actually able to continue growing with these extension cords through the pins that they put through the body of the vertebra. And they went in laterally into the thorax here and put the pins directly through the bodies of the vertebra. I've already looked at the x-rays and MRIs on this and discussed it extensively with her father, Thomas, and herself. And I'm going to accept her as a patient today based on my work above and below the levels of the surgery that we can influence positively, biomechanically and neurologically. Now, the one procedure that is really going to be most helpful for her in this particular instance is I am going to be adjusting her atlas with her in a biomechanical mirror image posture so that we can influence the mechanoreceptors and proprioceptive neurological bombardment that goes into the cerebellum. The cerebellum controls balance, posture, coordination, and all kinesthetic movement throughout the spine. It's also known as neuroplasticity, neurospinal learning, neuromuscular reeducation. So we're going to show you how we're going to do this complex case. I've already done her orthopedic neurological evaluation, which she does not want me to repeat. So we're not going to do that, but I am going to show you her posture. So let's have you close your eyes, Leah, and bend your head forward and backwards.
Which way?
Just bend your head forward and backwards. All the way back now. Back towards me. Backwards all the way. And now back to normal. Okay, you're a side sleeper, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yep, I can even tell you which way you turn your head most of the time.
Can I open my eyes now?
To the left. Nope, not yet. Okay, keep your arms still for just a second. Here, I'll show you something, Dad. See our head's forward and over to the left of center? See how her left ear is lower than her right ear? So her head's kind of tilted over to the left as well. So she's translated forward on the z-axis, she's translated to the left on the x-axis, and she's also rotated to the left on the y-axis, but she's also tilted to the left on the z-axis. So we're analyzing things three-dimensionally. See how her right shoulder appears higher than her left shoulder, her left hand looks longer than her right one even though it's not. And down here, don't move your arms, Leah. See, she's got room here. You don't see that same room over here because of the scoliosis has shifted that pelvis straight over to the right. So her surgical intervention was from about T4 down to L2. So we're not going to be adjusting those areas of her spine, and no, I'm not going to be putting her on the manual spinal decompression, doing a ring-dinger on her. However, I am going to be adjusting her sacroiliac joints, her sacrum, her lumbosacral spine, as well as her cervical spine, and doing a atlas-specific adjustment to change the neurospinal learning in her cerebellum. So this is how we're going to do that. Leah, Yeah, you can open your eyes now, and let's lay you back on your tummy, so I can poke on you a little more.
I'm gonna get on this.
Here, and I'll let it down a little bit for you, huh?
Okay,
Is that better? Okay, now I'm gonna put it back up for me. There you go. Now this is a very special case. The first of its kind, really, ever.
There's been a total of 150
No, I mean chiropractic care,
for you, yes.
post-surgical,
Right.
like this. Okay, her left leg is short in this position by 1/2 inch. Now when I bring her legs up, however, it gets longer by 1/2 inch, and that tightens up in your low back and your thighs, doesn't it, Leah?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Now, that tells me that she doesn't have an anatomical short leg. She has a functional short leg from her SI joint being subluxated. And she's tender also when I touch that right there, right? Is that tender?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to quit poking on it, I know. That's not as tender on the right though, is it? But that's sore and that's sore. She told me to quit poking on her a while ago, so I'm not gonna poke on her too hard again. And her neck's out right here at C4-5, C5-6. And she also has atlas subluxation. And those are creating some tension headaches that go all the way around into her temporal spine region or temporal brain area. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a drop piece adjustment on her left SI joint. All you gotta do is for me, Leah, is breathe and relax. There you go. Good job. Good job. That's perfect. So see, with those cords moving up and down in here, there's really no harm that I can do to her surgical site. Now we're going to adjust her sacrum straight P to A and S to I, which is superior to inferior. Good. Now we're going to recheck her leg length. And look at there.
Look at that.
It's
That's
exactly even.
beautiful, yeah.
Yep. So see, that's about, tell me if this feels easier than the last one did. Let's see how they stay
Yep,
even.
Stay straight, yeah. That's
Does that feel easier that time?
Sure.
There we go. Okay, that's all I need to do there. Scoot up in this headpiece just a little bit for me, please, hon.
I'm gonna get over there.
What's that?
Slide up.
Do it.
Yeah, just like that. Right. Now put your face right down in that paper. And you're going to feel your head popping up a little bit. Good.
Ow. What the heck is that?
It's an adjustment of your cervical spine. Your cervical spine's straightened out a little bit, so I'm going to help put the curve back in there laterally, which is called a lordosis. You can see the curvature out here on the right side of her thoracic spine that curves over to the left here and pushes her pelvis over to the right of center. Let's turn you on your back now, hon.
What did you just do?
We just adjusted your spine,
Do I
your cervical spine, and lumbar spine, and pelvis. Just kind of roll over on your back like you would if you were in bed.
This is not as easy as
What's that, hon?
This is not as easy as one.
No, it's a little narrow when you're in bed, huh? Okay. Now, I want you just to lay your head in my hands.
What are we doing?
Just relax and breathe. There you go, just like that. We're gonna get rid of your headaches.
Woo!
Got one more. There it is.
Oh.
Perfect. Good job relaxing. See how her right foot flares out? That's coming from her pelvis here, so I'm just going to do a light reset on her right hip. There you go. Did you feel that all the way up in your hips?
Try to relax. There you
Okay, now watch this. See how it doesn't flare out as much anymore? Very good. Hey, you did great so far. Let me help you up sideways. Face that away.
Hello.
Yep, face that away. There we go.
Do I relax or what are we doing?
Yeah, relax.
You're just breathing. You can do that for me, can't you? Keep your chin up and just breathe and relax. There you go. Good job. So I'm adjusting your shoulders back in place for you. So you're going to be lined up like I put braces on you today. So you already got braces in your mid-back and your spine. So I'm just going to, yeah, so I'm going to do Invisalign on your cervical spine and lumbosacral spine. That's a dental analogy. Dr. Bose would like that.
One of my best friends does Invisalign. He's a
Oh, yeah. Okay, hon, let's stand you up here in front of the mirror now. This is the neurospinal learning, neuroplasticity portion of your treatment. So I'm gonna have you put your feet shoulder width apart for me and even.
Like this?
Okay, yes ma'am. Now I would like for you to close your eyes and bend your head forward and backwards again.
Do I just go back?
And forward all the way and then backwards all the way. I see she already has a better range of motion. Now back to neutral. Look at her posture already. Come here.
Yeah, looks good.
See how her shoulders squared off? Her head's still a little forward
You
though.
can see that from, especially from the side.
So watch this. Here's your homework, hun. Go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, I want you to lift both these muscles straight up in the air like that. Now I want you to pinch your shoulders together back here like this.
What have you done?
I want you to do that. Okay. I want you to hold that there for me. Now let me just have your neck. See, I'm just gonna bring it straight back. And then I'd like for you to look at the wall behind you.
Can't do this.
Yeah, you can. Okay, hold your shoulders back. There you go. Now she's been released by her surgeons to go back to full activities in gymnastics and swimming and everything,
Whatever,
right?
football, whatever.
Football, anything they said. So it is perfectly safe for me to be adjusting her like I'm adjusting her. Now I want you to close your eyes again, Leah, and flex your head forward and backwards for me, please. And then backwards and then back to normal. Now I look at her spine now. See how it's up and back more? She's got a little bit of a curve in her neck now though. She's got a little cervical curve beginning. Before it was so far forward she was starting to get that little hump right here.
I can see that.
Yeah, well we're gonna get her head back here where it's supposed to be. That will take gravitational weight bearing compressive stress off the disc and the joints and that'll help her as well.
And then with her Scroth training,
Yes,
I can bring
that's
that
right.
back up.
So she's also doing physical therapy at this time, which we encourage her to do, continue. So, do you feel a little bit more mobile right now? A little lighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Do you have a headache?
No.
Great. What else would you tell everybody about your very first experience here at Advanced Chiropractic Relief? Being a first in the world to have this done, by the way. Well, just tell them your honest feelings.
I like cats. That's all I can.
She likes cats. That's a good answer. I like cats too. We have 4 cats.
Yeah, we have 4 kids.
David, what would you have to say about this?
David Thomas.
Thomas, I mean, I keep wanting to say David.
Yeah, I've been watching her videos for probably 5 months now, 6 months. Well, actually, since we found out about the scoliosis back in September.
Mm-hmm.
I really like your approach. It's very multifaceted and 3-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big on chiropractic and traditional, non-traditional medicine. I'm a cardiopulmonary perfusionist by trade.
Okay.
I run life support, artificial hearts, artificial life support in surgery, but I'm also a proponent of trying to avoid that as much as possible.
Right.
And watching your videos, you make the most sense. And you do a very standard regime that covers the entire body
Right.
from head to toe. And very few people do it as extensively as you do it every single time.
Right.
And then the most important thing I think the benefit is with that. I call it the gun. We
Yeah,
call it the gun.
that's good. That's what I call
And
it.
of course, we love watching the ring dinger. But the
Yeah.
gun, the neuro retraining using a mechanical stimulation,
Yeah.
that's just brilliant.
Right.
And that's where I think you're.
And that's
shot
all
at.
very scientific too. That's not me with coming up with all that. Although I have developed this whole procedure, that neurospinal learning and neuroplasticity is very extensively published in the scientific literature.
And you do it.
And you did your research on that too.
Yes. So I know
That's
all
great.
about that. We're very happy to have you in the city of Houston.
Thank
close
you.
to us. We don't have to fly to New Jersey
Yeah.
to come see.
Yeah,
Like
that's
we had
great.
to fly to New Jersey for her surgery, and
Did you see a difference in your daughter's posture immediately today?
Yeah, we can see the immediate corrections, and then tonight when she goes to the swim team,
She should perform better.
She'll fly through the water.
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you so much for your
Johnson, thank you for
support,
being-
Thomas,
thank you for your
and
hard work.
thank you, Layla.
On the window.
What's that?
What is he doing?
He's window cleaning. She's watching our window cleaners on our
I
building.
want to say good luck, and I support you and your fight against the state of Texas and
Oh,
the
yeah.
medical association
Yeah,
trying to
thank you.
criminalize chiropractic
Right.
medicine.
They're trying to really just control the
Ah.
healthcare industry in the state of Texas.
They're trying to keep the money on.
Right, exactly. That's what it's all boils down to. Yeah. So support the TCA still because we're still fighting that lawsuit against the Texas Medical Association. So there'll be a link on this website or on this YouTube video for you to donate to the CDI Fund, which is the Chiropractic Development Initiative for the Texas Chiropractic Association. This is a history-making video that you just watched today. This is your Houston chiropractor, Dr. Gregory Johnson, and Layla and Thomas coming to you from Advanced Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas. We'll see y'all soon.